Myriam Ben Farhat, hello, how are you doing?
Hi, Slim. I'm great, and I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, uh, I'm really glad you're here because we have a lot to talk about. I've heard a lot about you. I've done some research. I think it wasn't enough to cover all what you've done, Fistine Hedaya الكل. But I'm really glad you're here and you're gonna share your story with us. So why don't you start by introducing yourself to our audience?
Yeah, sure. Like it's a very complicated one, I think, when to introduce ourselves. You see, like I have gray hair, so and had many lives. So yeah, I'm a Tunisian woman and mom of two amazing girls. I am passionate, I'm resilient, and I am motivated and drive with a huge drive for people and love for people. Huge belief in the beauty of I think like every person is a superhero. We just need to discover which are the our superpowers, and that's what's my passion and my mission a bit in life. So yeah, I like introducing myself this way of who I am and not what I do and not what I'm dedicated for as a job. So yeah, passionate,
That's
positive, resilient.
great. You do actually a lot of things, and your days must be insane. So I was wondering, what's the one small ritual or special moment that brings you peace after a long day?
Oh wow. I love that question because I have many moments that bring me peace during my day. I have a crazy calendar, indeed, and I do a lot, but I also have dedicated time, not only after the day, but before the day. What I believe in is like when we wake up, we start, we're here. Then I do my meditation. Then I do my walk with my doggies in the nature. Then I do my workout, and I'm here. So after, during the day, life will hit you with some things that would come and boom, boom, boom. So worst days, even if it's like I'm hit hard, I'm here and I'm still at a proper level to handle and manage. And as simple as that, the days where I don't do it, oh man, you feel the difference. So that's how I start the day. And when I end the day with like 20 minutes of yin yoga and meditation. Meditation it's getting longer and longer, and I have to confess that lately I'm closer to 45 minutes, 1 hour
Wow.
meditation. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know. It came like this. I started few years ago, like really, I started few years ago, but doing like 1 minute, 2 minutes, like but consistency. It's not like I'm not jumping that. I will do even just 1 minute, but I'll do it. That's how I started building the habits. And after, actually, it became a need. Like if I don't do that, I something is wrong. Like I didn't brush my teeth, I didn't wash my
Yeah,
face. It's the same. It's for my soul. I need that. So yeah, these are the. It's a lot of things, but yeah, it's part of my
exactly.
rituals.
It's very important to have some kind of safe space, somewhere to يعني, un refuge, hein, like
Mais
you said.
total. Total.
Tout à
Sinon, on
fait.
se perd en fait. On se perd, on ne sait plus qui on est avec toutes les choses qui viennent de l'extérieur. It's so overwhelming. And if we don't take that time to go back to ourselves, to who we are, to our values, to what drives me, why I'm here, to my intention, we get lost so easily, like, and on est dérouté en fait. Toi, tu as ta
Mm.
route comme ça c'est mon goal dans la vie. Et si tu prends pas le temps de am I doing it? Est-ce que je reste sur la ligne là? Et si on
Yes,
fait pas le point, on est vite dérouté quoi. Donc ouais, crucial, crucial. It's really the key for success, the key for being, I don't know, for being a kind human and to ourselves. Then we can be kind to others.
yes. It's very interesting to me. على خاطر أنت you're a coach too. So
I am a professional coach certified.
exactly. You take a lot of risk. بالحق معناتها ما تفلت حتى opportunity. You're always here, you're always ready. So there was some kind of formula خاطر يلزمك to maintain this level of energy, of positivity, of vibe, etc. I was really curious about that. So thank you for being honest.
No, my pleasure. And I'm gonna share something like to be very honest with you. When you reached out and I told you like, hey, I'm going to Tunis, and then I had like my mom had a health issue lately,
Oh,
and
sorry.
actually no, thanks God now she's okay. But during those 2 weeks, if I didn't have those rituals, I would be like, I don't know how I would be handling that. So it made me stronger to handle that, but still I felt the hit in me. So it's about knowing also and bringing the compassion toward ourselves, like, hey, at this time I cannot be doing everything, and I need to like put some other boundaries to protect our energy actually. So yeah, super. This topic, we can talk about it for like hours, but like when I do coaching or workshops, or I always talk about I don't talk about time management. I talk about energy management, because the time is exactly the same.
Yes,
It's 24 hours. They will
totally agree.
never change. It's always the same. So it's about energy management and priorities. As simple as that. So energy is about everything.
Absolutely. فما حاجة تطلع لك في الانرجي، حاجة تهبطك في
Oof.
الانرجي. You have to adjust.
La
That's
balance,
it.
la balance.
La
This is how I
balance.
say, like, are you like, look at your calendar and put colors, what brings you energy, what will suck your energy. And you need to see that quite balanced. If it's not, you know what will happen. As simple as that.
En tout cas, je souhaite un bon rétablissement à ta maman,
Merci.
Inch'Allah,
عايشك
Inch'Allah
يفضلك
لاباس.
يفضلك.
Et we're going to talk about positivity. So you've often said that chess is for everyone, no exception. But if your own life was a chess game, what's the one move you're most proud of?
I'm lately, like this year, I'm invited sometimes to give talks. And
Yes.
this year, like during the Mobile Week, I was invited to an event, and I delivered this for the first time. And it's a talk where I use, and I start that, like, I start the metaphor of the pawn and the queen. If today, like today I feel like a queen, but definitely I felt for a big time like a pawn, like small, not that confident, and it's a journey. So yeah, if I can share like the metaphor, like it's in chess, the pawn can become a queen, and any pawn can become a queen. That's this is how I
Wow.
feel about that question.
Very often I feel like a fool.
Which is great too, which is great.
Yeah, I can do a lot of moves, but hey, it's a bit chaotic.
I love it, but it has its own power, which makes it
Absolutely.
completely unique, So yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Listen, we're gonna talk about chess because it's a huge part of your life today, and I think it's a choice you've made, and you're creating a lot of impact through it. But let's start from Tunisia.
Mhm.
You mentioned that in Tunisia, 58% of STEM graduates are women. Yet there's this underlying expectation of a woman's final destination. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah, so as someone who achieved traditional success, you were a lawyer, a restaurant owner, you co founded a shipping company. When did you first feel the tension between what you were supposed to want and what you actually wanted?
This is very. I had this conversation yesterday with a friend, and this is very like when we start, we are born perfect. When we are a
Yes.
baby, we are just perfect. People like whatever the baby will do, and we are like, oh, wow, did you see that? Oh mon Dieu, oh محلاه خمسة وخميس. Whatever they will do, even if they are mad, if they are grumpy, like, and we are, oh, this is so cute. We admire who they are for what they are. Then expectations, social expectations, family expectations, all the social expectations start hitting, and you start doing this. لا عايش ودي ما تعملش هكا، ايش باش يقولوا علينا العباد، باش يقولوا انت بيك وعليك وعليك. En fait, So we start being like, they start teaching us that you cannot be loved for who you are. You should fit, you should fit to that case to be loved, because at the end, this is all what you are looking for. Like the approvals, everything, it's
Yeah.
to be loved and appreciated. So pour moi, c'est ça l'histoire, en fait. So we are born perfect, then we start having these, like, you should be this way, you should be this way. And all what we want to be loved. So we do it, like, we try to fit, and we try to do it properly. And, so we often all have received that at different degrees. And then we hit
Yes.
the 40s and we're doing therapy, we're doing coaching, we're doing who I am now. And the cries, je veux changer de travail, ça va pas, et les divorces et tout ça, parce que on a fait les check the box, what's success. And I have to say, I did it perfectly. I'm a very good student, and I did all the check box. But one day you realize you're not that happy. It's about alignment, I think. And I have to say also that I didn't know, like, maybe sometimes you don't feel like, you feel ce dérangement.
Oui.
Mais on sent pas où, oh, c'est horrible et je peux plus. Il y a des dérangements au cours, tout le long, but we don't
Qui se
question
cumulent
that.
aussi, hein.
Qui se cumulent, exactement. But we don't question that much. Quand est-ce qu'on le fait en général? En général, we do it when we have a big crise. Like, for my case, it was like the move when we decided to move with my ex-husband and the kids to Barcelona. So the move from Tunis to Barcelona, the move from me being a lawyer, having my own office, having the restaurants, of no having a job. And I am someone who is like very active, and I need to feel like I'm contributing, and losing all that, finding myself a student again, studying art, and like a completely new environment. I think being exposed in a new environment help us to shed layers. C'est des couches qu'on commence à enlever, en fait. On se retrouve un peu nu par rapport aux couches qu'on a construites dans un milieu social où ça a marché.
Tout à fait,
Et,
tout à
et
fait.
ça, it's impressive. It's impressive, all like how when we challenge ourselves out of our comfort zone, this is how we say, and you put yourself in a new environment, there is other stuff that will come up. And
Yes.
et c'est là les fissures, et ça devient unbearable. Like, you're not aligned with nothing. But
Absolutely.
I have to say, for anyone who is listening today, and like, it's not that beautiful as journey. It's hard, it's tough, it's shit, to be honest. Really. And you eat shit for a while, and you question yourself, because staying where you are is way easier, way easier. But you can do that. So you almost don't have really the choice if you want to be aligned with who you are, if you don't let the fear decide for you.
Guide you.
Because
Absolutely.
it is scary. It is, we don't know, and the future is so undefined. I lost everything. Like, this is how I say, like, for me, like, the chessboard was flipped. I lost my career, I lost my marriage, I lost my social status, because it's something very important. And we all, especially in our country, in Tunis, like, we really, like, it's something that we built, like the social statute, and it's a case of success. So
Yes.
losing all that makes it, almost like, after, like, okay, I have nothing to lose anymore. Okay. And this is like where you can start again building of who I am really, what I really care about, what are my values, what makes my heart sing,
That's beautiful. It's funny. It was actually one of my questions, because for those who are listening, just for context, you moved to Barcelona. You say Barcelona, right? How
Barcelona.
do you Barcelona. So you moved to Barcelona in 2017, and it wasn't just a geographical change. So you went from a successful businesswoman to indeed an arts student. Your personal life also saw some changes. And I was wondering about that. What gave you the courage to blow up a life that, from the outside at least, looked very, very successful.
You know, it's a funny story because the year we moved here and people were like watching my Instagram, my pictures, like my family, my friends, and they were like, "Wow, you have wonderful life," like, you know. And I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I was living really the hardest and the toughest time in my life, and like what pushed me
Yes.
also to finally take some decisions that are really hard, and it's like really flipping all my life, you know. And it was an inspiration for one artwork I've done at that time. I created at that time a sculpture of a huge poop, you know, and and I called it Cinderella's poop because Cinderella, all like, we sold us like, you need, you know, you're Cinderella. This is how we were raised as girls in general, you
Yes.
know, like the ultimate, le sommet du succès, c'est se marier, avoir des enfants, et ils vivent heureux
Living
pendant
happy,
happily
happy ever
ever.
after. Yeah.
Et j'avais créé en fait cette sculpture qui était énorme, un caca géant vraiment de 1,50 m sur 1 m, mais qui était rose et glittery. It was pink and glittery. And people, they loved it and they were taking pictures and selfie with it. So even if it's a poop, but it's pink and glittery, it's glamorous and it's sexy. And this is what we want to see. This is what, like, the filter we put, but it's a huge poop in front of you. But we see the pink and the glittery. So I think it's really at the image of how I can describe that period of time I've been going through.
The art part you're mentioning is very interesting to me because the changes you made, I'm sure, c'était pas par accident, c'était voulu. Okay? And most of the decisions you made, يا إما c'était voulu وإلا you knew how to adapt to the situation. But speaking of the art, you got a master's degree in contemporary art and you became a feminist artist. But art often comes from pain or passion. So what were you trying to express or heal through your art?
It's very funny. It came from both actually. And like I never, like, the first time I took, like, j'ai pris un pinceau. I was 36 in Tunis. And at that time, I have a very close person in my life who broke up, and she was feeling like not great. And I was like, "Hey, let's do something together. Like, you know, one activity, you pick whatever you want. I'm committing once a week. We have this time together, you know, to recreate ourselves." And
That's
she
sweet.
picked painting. So I said, "Okay, never done that, but like, whatever, let's go."
Let's do
Et là,
it.
je me rappelle, I went to Michel Lafardi, qui est extraordinaire, qui est peintre et curateur enfin, qui est en Tunisie. And we went to, and she was like, "Okay, so tu veux peindre?" Je lui dis oui. Elle me dit, "Tu sais dessiner?" Je lui dis, "Ah non, 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 pas du tout. C'est vraiment pas pour moi ce truc." Je lui dis, "Mais j'aime bien colorier, moi, de temps en temps. Tu sais, les coloriages là, avec mes filles, tu vois." Elle m'a dit, "D'accord, d'accord, viens." And that day, okay, that was my first painting that I will never sell.
Wow,
This
that's
is what I
beautiful.
did with her. And like
Like,
before that, j'avais 36
you've
ans.
never painted before?
Jamais,
No
jamais,
way.
jamais. But I had a great teacher and the passion came. And that's also why I tell this story, because comment on découvre nos talents? 36 ans, avocate, entrepreneur, je fais beaucoup de choses. OK, il y a un côté très créatif ou même que j'exprimais dans le restaurant, dans notre restaurant à l'époque, le
Ouais.
Tam Tam Sidibou. Et toute ma créativité sortait là-bas, quoi. Mais jamais j'aurais imaginé que je suis artiste. Jamais. Genre, même le mot, pas moi, quoi. Et this is how, like, you know, so being exposed to new things, this is the only way to discover who we really are. Otherwise, we stay small. So the more we expose ourselves to new stuff, maybe it's not for me at all, and I really suck at it and I hate it, but at least I know, you know? And the more you expose yourself to new stuff, and the more you have chance to know what you really like and what excites you, and it's like I'm telling you the story, 36 years old, like never it came to my mind that I would be like an artist or like being painting. It's like, it's, you know, one of the things that you eliminate from your brain. It's not for me. That's
Mm.
how I felt about it. And this for me, it's like, wow, okay, that's interesting. What else? And then I started digging. What else? You know? So what brought me to art, to the art school was, okay, this is how the click of I like that. I really love that. I love painting. But after moving here, like, you know, for the residency, for the paperwork, it was easier if I was a student and like, you
Yes.
know, studying. And yeah, I picked art. I didn't pick law school for sure.
You don't miss it? You don't miss the low part?
I don't
I mean,
miss. No,
the low
because it's
career.
yeah, no, I don't miss it at all. But it's within me, you know, like just this morning, like on Slack with the with our team, and like I'm giving on my opinion on something, but I'm also putting the low lens from it as a.
Yes.
But being a lawyer forever, I think that also we should be doing this and this. So it's something that stays in you. Like c'est une formation générale. It's a way of thinking and reasoning, you know. But I don't miss being a lawyer.
Yeah, but you're always trying things. You're always trying to grow, etc. And I saw that during lockdown you started studying coaching. We talked about a bit about it
Mhm.
earlier. So learning to guide others while still finding your own path. What drew you to it, and how did you shift the way you saw your own? How did it shift the way you saw your own journey? Let's say.
Oof, helped me so much. That was like c'est un grand déclic. It was a huge key
Yes.
to myself and to others, because myself, like what makes me thrive a lot is helping people and supporting people. And you know, like really my mission in life, and it has been always, I believe that we all have a mission. We are all here on earth because we have a mission to accomplish. I believe it's for every single person here. But that mission, we could accomplish it through different mediums. Et comme la peinture, la photo, la sculpture, je peux être une artiste, mais ta mission, tu peux la faire à travers beaucoup de médiums aussi. Donc pour moi, being a lawyer, having the restaurant, it's all having the same line. It's being a coach, it's helping, supporting people. So today I can tell you my mission, I know it's like really, I see beauty everywhere. And so I see beauty in the small things. I see beauty in people, in every single person. Like what I would see in one person, I see their beauties. And sometimes I see it before they do. And they feel that. So that's why I think with the coach, and I had that for a long time since I was like very young, and people comes to me for advice. What do you think? So I wanted like, okay, I'm gonna do the proper thing. And then I discovered that coaching is not at all giving advice, but it's completely at the contrary, you know, like not jumping in and give your opinion. Hey, this is what you should do. Is like my solution won't be yours. We are two different person, but my job is to
Totally.
partner with you and help you see what you can't see. And from me, like for me, the coaching is really how help you to see how special you are. That's what I really love about it. And creating experience, which was like the restaurants, or now like the retreat or the big meetup that I organize with chess.com. Like it's coming in October for 650 people. Like it's
Yes.
making people feel special. So the coaching is make you see how special you are and own it, and the experiences is how make you feel special, and that's a bit what I really love to do.
Yeah. فما point très important اللي مادام حكيت عليه انت, because you said once that every human is unique and is perfect as it is by its own existence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you maintain that belief when you're trying to help people grow and change? I mean, فما contradiction في الحكاية هذا. يعني من ناحية تقول لي هم they are perfect the way you are, ومن ناحية قاعدة تحاول تقدمهم باش تبدلهم to discover another side of themselves, or how do you see it?
To discover that uniqueness in themselves and to stop trying to fit and owning who they really are, their authentic self. I help them shed the layers out that they put to protect themselves, to fit in, to have approvals. You know, this is what I do, what I did for my own self actually, and it's an ongoing work. It's a forever work. I don't think like, okay, I'm done. I don't give a shit now about what people think of me. I think it's an evolution and it's a bit by bit, it's layers, and c'est un travail interminable, mais c'est un travail à commencer pour ceux qui veulent. Et c'est pas du tout contradictoire. At the contrary, it's really like, you know, when you say that that sentence, oh, she's doing the work, I'm doing the work. That's the
Yes.
work. And
Yes.
the hardest thing, I think, is the unlearning. It's not learning new things. It's unlearning what is becoming our second skin. It's
Engraved
that
in stone.
the unlearning is the hardest. And maybe like one of the things I believe, some of the learning, yes, it's I want that. It's a choice. It aligns with who I am, with my values, but not all of it. So it's really being conscious of the choices and making them with intention. Not I'm here because, you know, the word brought me here and I don't know, you know. So it's really about being conscious and aware and intention, because we are happier. As simple as that, you know. We are happier when we are aligned with our values, with our, when you do something you love, you're way much happier than doing something that you don't really like. And but it's great, like from outside we see, he's an amazing accountant, you know. So you know the story.
contingent on you knowing exactly what you want. So هذا هو اللي حبيت نفهمه. Donc people are perfect the way they are, but there are sides of them that they don't know. So you help them through coaching, you help them discover that, and then you maintain it all the way يعني with advices and everything. That's it. That's what you do actually. One of the things you do.
Often. You know, what coaching is like, helping you to be a better self and discover your full, to be at your fullest potential. You know,
Fullest
so
potential.
it's really like, that's why when we started, I told you, I think like we are all super heroes, and
Yes.
we need to discover what's my superpower. And that's what like people I'm seeing and I'm coaching, and we often don't believe in our superpowers. You know, we talk a lot about the imposter syndrome. And yeah, it's a fact. It's a thing, you know. And it's about like doing that work, and it's about perspective, how we see ourselves.
Also.
You know, it's really, it's about perspective, and it's about environment where we put ourselves too. Because you take one person, you put them in a certain environment, they will be like the worst employee, someone like not performing and not collaborating, and okay, oof, that person like we should fire straight.
Yes.
But often because they are in the wrong environment, we are not putting them in the right environment, aligned with their skills, with their strengths, with what makes their heart sing. You know, you take that same person, you change the environment, and you see them, oh, wow, they're like shining stars, you know, and it's the same person. So I believe that's very important. The environment, the people we are around. You know, you are often the results of the 5% que tu fréquentes le plus.
Que tu fréquentes le plus, exactement.
Et c'est très vrai.
عندنا مشكله كبيره نتاع conformité, surtout في تونس. Et je comprends, احنا on veut pas changer d'opinion, ولا on veut pas changer الشيء اللي نعرفه. Voilà, it's human. But we need to find a solution, because the world is moving at a rate that's very, very fast, that's scary. And as we talked earlier, you either adapt or die. So you're not going to literally die, okay? But really, you're going to be left behind, because there are people who are changing, who are evolving, who are trying new things. So yeah, trying new things and trying to discover the best version of yourself is key, I think.
Yeah, 100%. You know, like on the workplace, for example, like about recruitment. And I think, today the most important skill for the 21st century today is how to learn to live happily with all the uncertainty. As simple as that, because uncertainty is the baseline. So, how to adapt, flexibility and adaptability, resilience, those are this is what we need. Sometimes they ask me, okay, what's very important for you, for your girls? I have two girls, 12 and 16 today,
ربي
and they
يفضلك.
ask me, hi, and they ask me, c'est quoi vraiment qui est très important pour toi que tu aimerais qu'elles aient, que tu dois leur apprendre et tout. Et moi, je leur dis adaptabilité et flexibilité. Like learn how to navigate changes, how to navigate situations without letting it affecting you and dropping you down. Like that's because life is c'est pas un long fleuve tranquille. Elle ne l'a jamais été, elle ne le sera jamais, et ce serait tellement boring if it was, you know. So yeah, I think really adaptability, flexibility, resilience is the most
It's key.
important skill today.
Totally agree. Totally agree. We're gonna continue on your journey, and in 2020 you joined Play Mangus Group as Chief People and Culture Officer, right?
Yes, but actually, this is the glamour we can see from my LinkedIn. But the real story is, I was really broke. I had 683 euros on my bank account with two girls at school, and the rent coming, and a foreign country, and with no job, no work permit even at that time. And yeah, I was just lost and broke and thinking what at that time my dream is like, okay, I want to be an artist and a coach and live my dream, this is why I'm doing this. But then you have reality that catch you up, and you have to pay your rent, you have to pay your bills, and I'm not a single with a backpack and I can do whatever I want. It's not
You have
my case at that time.
responsibilities.
So like I sold my jewelry, I sold my bags, I sold like whatever I can, and reach a point where I really like at the time I was hitting the wall and I needed to find a job. And when I was writing my resume, first time
At
ever in my
40.
life,
At
yes,
40, right?
I was 40 years old when I wrote my first resume. I used to be hiring, and me reviewing the CVs
Yes.
and so it was like, I contacted my little brother who has 14 years younger than me, and I was like, okay, Bash, how we do that? can you please can you please help
Help.
me on how to do that? So, and when I wrote it, I was so ashamed, Slim, like qu'est-ce que je vais montrer? Avocate, entrepreneur, artiste, coach. C'est like I cannot even show that. And quel job je vais demander? Qu'est-ce que je vais demander? So I was like really, having, because I didn't have like the classic career, like normally to fit in, like this.
Mm.
And it's a ladder you climb, and
You
that's it.
climb. Yeah.
But me, it was like ding, 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 like an oof. And also, that's one thing I think I love share my story about that, because many people maybe are living the same, and I want to tell them it's okay, it's normal, and it's even better. Today, what was I was ashamed of, today I'm owning it, and it's one of my biggest strengths, to have that like such a very rich career, I would say. I wouldn't use rich a few years ago. Huh? So at that time, I sent my resume to two good friends of mine, and I
Yes.
like founders of startups, or one was based in Paris and the other one was here, and I asked them, hey, could you please tell me how to clean that, make it normal, and which job I should be asking for? And both of them were like, hey, I'm in the middle of scaling. Myriam, I know you. I've worked with you. I would love you to join us in the company, at that time. And the other one was in Paris, and it wasn't an option for me to move. I needed to move. Like after COVID, it will be like moving there.
Mm.
And the other one was like, okay, you meet with the CEO of one of our company and check with him, because like Chessable today they are scaling, and David will need, like, he will definitely need your help to scale the company and build the leadership team and make it like a leadership manufactory. So this is
Mm.
how I joined, as simple as that. So as a coach first in Chessable, but then, after 6 months of like doing all the stuff, I'm like, hey, but we should be doing this, we should be doing that. And, like it catch you again, like your executive life from what I had in Tunis, what we built in Tunis. And they were like,
Yes.
you'll be owning the HR department, you create the HR department. And this is how, like, how I took over Play Magnus, and I created the HR department at that time. And we were a
I'm
public
really, really,
company.
yeah, yeah. I'm really, really curious about that part because you said that love at work isn't about what you do, but it's about the people you do it with. So, I mean, you lead culture for 600 plus people across 65 countries. How the heck did you do that?
Well, today, I'm not the only one leading, but from Play Magnus, after like we were acquired by chess.com. And
Yes.
in Play Magnus, like at that time, it was also very cultural, like multicultural, like same numbers more or less, and we were like
Mhm.
around 300. And uh, it was a funny journey, because I learned doing it while I was there. Like, I wasn't leading any international companies before. It was like Tunisian. I
Mm.
worked a lot with the international as a lawyer, with investors, but like, leading a culture of a company. And I don't know, it's something that comes so natural to me. Like, it's the love of people and the belief in them. And like, I don't have the lens of what separates people. I have the lens of like, we are all same, looking for the same things. And so there is like not that differentiation that you should be excluded because you don't belong here. So I see that
Yes.
we all belong, and we are all different, so special and unique, which brings that magic to have this shakshuka.
Yeah.
So, and it was really magic because I personally learned so much from them. When I joined, it was super funny because I never worked in tech, and it was my first job in a tech company, in a European tech company, and a public company in Oslo market.
Yes.
And like the first days, like on Slack, and I'm like googling everything. What does it mean? WFH. Ooh, working from home. Well, it's all like people around me. They were in their 20s. Of the old woman Arab with the gray hair, and like not in tech at all. And that was like my first weeks. It was a funny story. But
Yeah.
again, it's the love for people. And today in chess.com, like what I believe, it cannot be culture. It's not led by one person.
Yes.
Culture we created all together. Like when we hire one new person, the culture already is changing, because
Yes.
it's the new culture with what person that bringing their
It blends
thoughts, their
into
way
that.
of being, and all of that. So yes, we have very strong values, and that, like today in chess.com, I have to say, like our founder and CEO Eric and all the leadership team, they are just amazing about that, and they care so much about people. And that's very important. Like one of our mission is okay, so the love, it's the love of chess, grow the game, grow the community, and be the best, the happiest workplace ever. So these like our value, like our mission. So you can imagine how important for us, like how people feel, and I think, it's we lead by example. So when the CEO and all the leadership team are acting that way, it's infused to
Ça
everyone.
propage. Ça se
Exactement,
propage.
exactement. So it's a really a teamwork on that sense. And for me, of course, like If it wasn't the case, I wouldn't be able to work in that company. So it's fully aligned. It's so like I'm so lucky to be in a company where like we are 100% aligned in the values and the mission and what we care about. So
Totally
yeah.
agree with you. Totally agree. D'ailleurs, changeons شوي le chess.com and you're doing because it's really, really amazing. Let's talk about chess in the street of Barcelona. And yeah, نقول فيها بالصحيح, right?
Oui, parfait, ça y est, quasi catalan même.
Barcelona. So this one really, really resonated with me personally because I think this it was one of the first things I saw a few weeks ago. You're bringing together grandmasters and people experiencing homelessness around the same board. Tell me about that experience. What did you witness in those moments?
Ouf, c'est magique. C'est magique. So we really care, and from like we always put the energy and the time to create social impact because we really care, and we believe that chess is a like chess is like education. It's such a special and magic game. It's a game, so it's fun. It's but it's still like strategic. It's many things at the time, and we think really chess is for everyone. So it's our diversity, equity, and inclusion initiative, and we don't want it like like corporate style. And we were sitting, what does it mean for us for real? What is it? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. What is it for us? How we want to be owning that?
Yes.
Because we are diverse. We are a company, as you said, like we are around 650, more than 65 countries. And it's just like amazing how diverse we are in our company. So it's about really chess is for everyone. And we believe chess is for everyone from all levels, for the game, for the sharing, for the workplace. And we believe it's a real belief. So we want to how we shift, and we know, chess is like you earlier mentioned that I'm a feminist, and I am, and so joining a tech company and a chess company, it's double misogyny field.
Exactement.
It's terrible. So when
Yes.
I joined the first time from Chessable, and I was talking about that, and at that time they told me. We know, and that's why we want you with us. We don't know how to do it, but we believe you can help us make the change in our world. And we did. We made the change. We hired much more. We hired more women inside the company. At that time in Play Magnus, also today in chess.com, we have more women in leadership positions. And that's an intern. And then, okay, in the chess world, to have more users, to have more girls, to have more diverse, like so they see and they feel, oh, that's for me. That's what we want. It's like really help them see that it's for them and it's for
You
everyone.
expose them to something that they
Exactly.
didn't really consider before.
No, exactly. And we make it accessible. We show how it's accessible, and that's it. So it's all about like role model. Like before, like for example, like so we see more like a grandmaster who are men, which is
Yes.
because of numbers. That's the reality. But
Yes.
we also cover and show women. We show women not only at the top level, but also other streamers that are amazing, and they are like role models for little girls. And this is for us, it's like really super important. It's a mission, this is we're building the future. We're thinking on the long term, not like today, right now. And it's already giving its results. So there is that part, but there is a part of like the chess industry to tell you. So we have an office in Barcelona, but we are fully remote. So this is the exception. And the team here, often we are like how we commit to people, like to Barcelona, and how we give back to the community. So we have many projects we're doing. And one of them is like with the organization RELS, which is for the homeless of Barcelona. And all along the year, we organize tournament with them, and we go with my team, like the Wednesday morning we go and play. We organize a tournament with them and play with them, and we are like doing the prizes and all of that, and it's super fun. We do that also with like all these people, you know, like comme maison
Senior.
ouais, exactement. And we have one of my team, like she's a woman international master, and she goes there like once a month to teach them and doing a workshop, and they love it. And like they are like now more and more coming to her workshop. So we're really trying, or like pour les enfants dans des situations économiques difficiles aussi. We do that in a center here. So we build that all the year, but we don't see it. You know, it's our social impact makes us feel great, and there, but what we see, that's why I'm like proud and happy to share. So it's once every year during the Festa Mayor of El Gótico. You know, like tout le monde connaît quand il vient à Barcelone, c'est le quartier gothique, et c'est la fête du quartier gothique. Et we organize that event, Chess in the Street. I invite some like and this year Maurice Ashley qui est un grand master qui est très connu parce que c'est le premier Black américain
Black
qui
American.
est devenu grand master. Il a broke that ceiling et il est devenu un rôle modèle pour d'autres en fait lui aussi. Et donc he was playing the simul and it's a mix of people, like you have the homeless who are doing this with them for them, and anyone in the street can just sit down and play a game, and that's
Yes.
magic. That's pure magic. You have from kids, from tourists, from like a very old Catalan living there, young people coming from a party, and you have really like a mix of everything, and it's beautiful. It's magic.
That's really, really magical, because when you think about chess, it's a simple game. I mean, it's a game. And I was seeing some interviews, and everyone was just surprised. Like the value they got, the experience they got, they weren't expecting that, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's a game. But it's kind of the game of life. Life is a game. You
It
have to be
is.
strategic about it. You have to think about it. You
Is.
have to plan your moves, and that's the part you saw in chess, and that's the part you're trying to reproduce. But this is the main thing, I think. خلتني I was intrigued. I was intrigued. This is very, very creative, and the impact you're doing is really really true. How long has it been going?
This like we do a lot of projects, but this, for example, it was our second edition, and we had
Yes.
like much more than last year. Like j'ai dû faire waiting list, et dès que celui qui perd, d'autres reviennent, et
يخلي بلاصته
malheureusement,
لله. Like life.
vraiment, c'était
Life,
voilà,
life is like
exactement,
that.
exactement. So that was our second edition, but we'll
Yes.
definitely do it like next year and hopefully the year after. And
Yes.
during the year, we do also some events like that. You know, we support some, you know, whatever, like some institution for kids. So it's really a teamwork. It's my team in Barcelona here, like. It's at the image of who we are, the people behind that app in chess.com. Like, it's people who care. It's magic. It's unbelievable. It's people who care and care about the others, and and with so much love. And c'est incroyable. C'est juste incroyable. I hope one day you have the opportunity to come around and you'll be visiting
Oh, I
the
hope so.
office. You will meet some of them. But the magic is when we see us in Cancun. This year we're going to Cancun. I organize our meetup, and it's 650 people for 5 days dans les Caraïbes chaque année. C'est notre grand
Wow.
meetup que j'organise, et avec Gabi, qui travaille dans ma team. Et c'est magique de les voir tous venir de tous ces pays-là, se retrouver 5 jours ensemble. C'est
Different
vraiment quelque
backgrounds,
chose.
different. Yes. It
And all the
unifies you.
love, the hugs, it's magic. So vraiment,
Yeah.
c'est super.
It's really not about. C'est pas juste une question de moyens. And I was talking to a friend of mine a few days ago. قلت له مريم بن فرحات تجي اشتغل معي في podcast, etc. We're gonna talk about how they're working with homeless people. And he looked at me and he said, like, they are homeless. They should have other issues. يعني كيفاش عندهم مخ باش يلعبوا يعني this is what they're talking about. This is what they're doing. This is their priority. And I told them they are working towards something much bigger. وقلت لك I was working with the Red Cross يعني a few years ago, and I saw that we had homeless people that يعني يقولوا لهم you can have an apartment, and they say no. I was shocked the first time I saw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they have different values, because they have different priorities. يعني
Yeah.
I'm happy the way I am. I'm happy with what I am. I have a beautiful community. I know everyone. I'm free. I don't need an apartment. So for us, يعني تشوف pyramid de Maslow يقول لك you have to have
Exact.
someone to live, etc. It doesn't apply to everyone, and that's what really people need to know. Different people have different priorities. They have different visions, and they have different plans for the future. And so,
pardon.
Yeah.
No, and a different context. Like, j'adore, enfin, ce qu'il t'a dit, ce que ça leur apporte. Il faut voir le bonheur et comme ils rentrent dedans. Donc, pour eux, c'est un grand moment déjà de présence et un boost de self-confidence. Quand il joue et tout, ça lui donne une valeur, il se redonne de la valeur. C'est impressionnant parce que, like we did on a fait des interviews avec eux et moi, j'ai des conversations avec eux. Je les connais un par un, je sais pourquoi ils sont là, je sais comment ils sont arrivés là. Et c'est des gens formidables. J'ai connu des personnages incroyables. C'est des potes, quoi. C'est vraiment des potes. Et it brings them so much happiness, those moments that we spend and they are playing. They feel confident. They feel themselves. They feel equal. And they feel like plus rien n'existe, en fait. Et ils se sentent I have something and I can play and tu vois, et c'est un équaliseur incroyable. Ce moment-là, il est magique. Donc, je pense qu'il faut vraiment le vivre, le voir pour voir, c'est incroyable, quoi. It's really magic.
Je confirme. Et d'ailleurs, فما qui تشوف توا في يعني in our society worldwide, you can find people اليوم they have their own house but they're living alone, so they don't have that connection with other people. They don't exchange. They feel depressed. So even if you have a roof over your head, does absolutely not mean that you're gonna be happy. But on the other side, وقت اللي تخرج تقابل عباد, it's around the game. At the end of the day, it is a game. C'est ludique, c'est le côté ludique de la chose. You meet new people with the same interests, etc. For them, it has much more value than just having a roof over their head.
No, definitely. Et puis, non, peut-être que il y a des gens, oui, avoir un roof over the head, it will be great, c'est sûr. Mais ces moments-là où ils se sentent égaux aux autres, où ils sont, c'est égal, tu es là. En fait, c'est la magie des échecs. Moi, je trouve que pourquoi le jeu d'échecs, je le joue pas. I don't play. I play like vraiment très. I'm very competitive, so it's very complicated for me.
I can see that.
but what I really love, it's about all the other things that it brings. You know, it's an universal language where every single person in this planet could sit and play with no barrier of language, no barrier of religion, no barrier of gender. Like whatever you have, because you have it, you are born with, or you choose, or you can still sit and play with the person in front of you, et ça vous ramène ensemble sans même parler la même langue. C'est incroyable, cette magie. So it really brings people together. And that's what I'm really passionate about. And that's what we really like have it as a mission in chess.com. Yes. It's like so close to our heart because who are we? We bring people together. We connect people through chess, you know? So yeah, c'est la magie des échecs.
C'est tout à fait ça. Listen, This is very interesting indeed. But شكرا كنت عدو حاجة un peu originale. أنا partie اسمها fast and draw. So it's gonna be 5 questions, 5 minutes. You're gonna be exactly like you are right now, so
C'est là où
just
j'aurais dû
spontaneous.
écouter les autres وحضرت روحي ونشوفهم شنو هما les questions. Mais je l'ai pas fait.
No, it's gonna
On
be
va
very
voir.
simple, but we know,
Allez.
but we really need the raw inputs. Let's
Okay.
go. So, strategy or passion, which wins long term?
Passion.
You have
Je dois
60
développer.
seconds. You have 60
Ah,
seconds.
d'accord, ok. Moi, je pense que les deux se marient. Les deux sont super importantes. Super importantes. D'ailleurs, là, je suis en train de travailler un petit peu mon site et tout. Et un de mes slogans, c'est Soul to Strategy. Et je pense que les deux sont super importantes. La passion toute seule ne t'emmène pas très loin non plus. S'il n'y a pas de la consistency, il n'y a pas de la discipline et un plan. Donc, je dis passion premier truc parce que c'est le start. c'est باش تشعل النار بها. اما النار باش تقعد تشعل لازمك تجيب وتحط الحطب وتعس عليه وقتها الريح وقتها الواحد. Sinon ça marche pas.
Okay, so what's the hardest? Starting from scratch or starting over?
Oh, that's interesting. Starting from scratch or starting over. For me, both are almost the same because how I see starting over is starting from scratch. Almost, it's like really trying to like we all fall, but it's like how to take, okay, this time is different because it will be different, it's not the same. Will I learn something new that I will apply it, so yeah, starting from scratch is always easier, hein? Like tableau vide, allez, je commence, c'est super, mais c'est après où il faut avoir le courage et d'y croire encore et de se relever. Donc oui, je dirais the hardest is starting over, for sure.
À condition de ne pas avoir de bagages.
Ah, on a toujours des bagages.
Do we choose our mission or does it choose us?
I shared that in the start about the mission. Do we choose our mission or the mission choose us? I think we arrive with a mission. I think we arrive with a mission that is a bit more or less shaped also by the experience, by what we live. Someone who, I don't know, someone who was raped and during war or whatever, and then she's a woman who is like her voice helping other women in conflict areas. Her experience shaped her with like to own that mission. But as I shared, I think it's mediums, and we arrive with some like, tu le vois dans les petits enfants, tu vois, depuis qu'il était petit, il faisait des robes, et après c'est Jacquemus. Mais depuis qu'il est petit, il faisait des robes, il a fait une jupe à sa maman, il a fait. Donc je pense qu'on arrive avec une mission qui après est shaped avec notre expérience. Et yeah, we arrive with a mission.
Exactement. L'expérience ساعات تنجم مش ديما سهلة. So, is vulnerability a strength or a risk in the context of leadership?
It's a super strength. That's the super strength. For me, it's almost the definition of leadership. Being vulnerable, being human, showing that you are like them, like any other human being, and being brave to share it. And so you're teaching people to be brave, and own who they are, own their strengths or their weaknesses or their mistakes. Vulnerability is the base of everything.
Totally agree with that. And that leads me to my last question. What's the one thing you wish more women in leadership believed about themselves?
First thing that comes to my mind is like that they can. Dare to dream bigger. Is dare to dream bigger. Really.
You think they're not dreaming big enough?
In general, yes. We don't dare to dream big enough. Yes, 100%. I'm going to give you one thing I'm going to share. It's longer than maybe I'll try to make it short. I have an exercise
No
when
I'm
I
gonna
start
give you
coaching.
a penalty after that.
Okay, I take this one. So like one exercise when I do like about the strength and how to discover our own strength. So I like starting with like, hey, give me your list of your qualities. And this is how I like people to introduce themselves. I don't like even when I gather something at dinner at home, or like the rule is never to introduce yourself with your job or you're married or you have kids. I don't want that.
Yes.
We are not allowed to talk about it in the start, but like who you are as quality, share your quality. So when I do this exercise, it's like almost all the time, some exceptions, but I call it the 3 to 10 rule that I see. And I observed now over that 2,000 hours of coaching. Men will give me 10 easy. And I tell them, okay, at 10, okay, perfect. Let's stop here. And we start working. Women, the third is often already a negative thing, but I'm an anxious person. You know, like the first two, and they will think, and the third will be, oui, je suis quelqu'un quand même d'assez anxieux, or something like that. And that's, for me, it was mind blowing. And this is what, like, I'm talking about.
Wow.
Okay, it's the 3 to 10. When I'm coaching a woman, she would like find very hard to share her qualities, to see them actually. So it says a lot, for me. It was like, wow, this is mind blowing, really. Like it's okay. So let's push more into that. So yeah. So when we don't see those skills, we don't believe we can,
Yes.
and yeah, it's a reality. It's a reality. So dare to dream bigger because you can, and surround yourself with people like who did it already, and go get it. Like simple, not that simple, but it's really a mindset. And we have wonderful women, like amazing women. And I think Tunisia, like we are pretty good with the like some role models, like they're amazing. Like I have so many role models in Tunis. Et c'est magnifique. Et I hope we keep shining, and yeah.
Absolutely. And by the way, I'm gonna end up with a question about women in general, because through this incredible journey, and despite all difficulties, you have been able to raise two beautiful daughters, and I think you're more than proud of them. But how do you want them to remember this chapter of your life, and what do you hope they learned about from watching you reinvent yourself?
That they can whatever they want, whatever they want. That's, one of the things. It's very funny because I remember one day, so I have a conversation with a friend about their kids and what they will do after, and I'm like, I was like, I don't care. I really don't care. What do you don't care? Like مش باش تخدم، مش باش تولي، مش باش تولي. Déjà تولي هي ديجا وحدها ما نحبش تولي. Je تحب تخدم, bah écoute, c'est son truc. Par contre, j'ai un truc que je dis à mes filles tout le temps. C'est, tu veux être, تحب شي تطلع danseuse, تحب شي تطلع اللي تحب, choisis ce que tu veux, je n'ai aucune limite. Voilà, هذه لا وهذه فوق عليك, ou c'est pas pour toi. Pas du tout. Je dis, d'ailleurs, elle me dit, ma grande là, elle me dit, j'aurais bien aimé que peut-être tu m'aides un peu.
Tu
Je dis,
t'orientes,
par
ouais.
contre, hey, non, c'est ta vie, je suis là à appuyer tous tes choix et d'être derrière toi. Par contre, la seule chose, quand tu تحب تطلع danseuse, تحب تطلع la meilleure. That's it. That's the only thing. Tu vois, like, ce que tu veux faire, tu le fais bien. You put all your energy, all the discipline, all the consistency, and all the hard work to go get it. What I really like, I don't like, je suis très exigeante par rapport à cette histoire-là. Tu veux quelque chose, go get it. Mais pas genre, ah, c'est dur, je peux pas. Oui, c'est dur, ça sera toujours dur. Enfin, il y a rien qui est comme ça, qui vient sur un plateau, bah, ça sera même pas excitant pour personne. Et donc, go get it, because I know she can. So, voilà.
ربي
Go get
يفضلهم
it.
لك. Listen, I can't believe اللي احنا تو ديجا فتنا الساعة. That's
Oui.
amazing. I can talk with you. I promise you for hours, but I know you're
Same here.
you're very busy person. I think you have a lot of impact to create and to make. So I'm not
Thank you.
مش مشدك أكثر من هيك. I'm just gonna give you the word of يعني le mot de la fin. Donc si tu as quelque chose à rajouter, c'est avec plaisir.
Écoute, franchement, non, déjà, merci beaucoup de me contacter, de m'inviter ici. Je te remercie et je reste, comme je t'avais partagé avec toi au début, l'enregistrement. Bravo pour ce que tu fais parce que je pense ce que j'admire le plus chez les gens, c'est le courage de faire. Et c'est tellement dur parce qu'il y a tellement de gens, oh, j'aimerais, ou, Yari, tout, je rase. Imagine si. Mais faire le premier petit pas, c'est le plus dur. Et whatever it is, mais de le faire et on perfectionne après. Donc, un des trucs, on dit, je suis une go fast. Oui, go fast, mais après, tu as le temps de perfectionner le produit que tu as fait. Parce que c'est en faisant des erreurs, c'est en faisant هذه ومن بعد توا نعلق ومن بعد ما كانش قلت هكا كاني صلحت وكل eh ben, باش نصلحها المرة الجاية. Et ce n'est que comme ça que باش تتصلح المرة الجاية si je la fais pas. Et donc, bravo à toi et bravo à toute personne comme toi qui sont en train de elevate et de go get it. So, voilà.
Merci.
Merci
Voilà
beaucoup.
community et honnêtement vous بحق l'équipe تاعكم الكل surtout انت vous méritez بالحق انه العباد يعني to be more exposed and to people for people to know more about you. So thank you so much. Thank you
عايشك.
for the impact. Thank you for creating value. I wish you the best of luck.
عايشك. Merci beaucoup,
عايشك. À
Sim.
très bientôt. À
Merci.
très très
Merci
bientôt.
l'audience. Bye bye.
Thank you.